Good evening and hello. Welcome back to another tutorial on my channel. My name is Irricate and I hope you like my videos. Today I will show you how you can improve your factory building with 5 tips. These are only for beginners, so if you are a little bit more advanced in Create, look for another tutorial. Now let's get started with this video. Tip number 1. If you are playing the late game of Create, you will most likely experience some lags. These are mostly caused from belts because they are entities and not blocks. So I will show you a technique that will provide better performance and will cost a little bit more. So here, two techniques actually, sorry for that. So we have used here, you could use this with belts, small belts, but I would much rather use item drains. So you can put an item in here, then it will be transferred into the item vault and output here and then in this barrel. Item vaults actually transport items instantly, so you can use them for short travel. If you are building a small factory and need to build it compact, you can actually use item vaults for needing items to go upward or downward. You can also do it like this. So if you put an item here, it will instantly come out here. Yes. And if you want to use belt-like blocks, you could use item trains. They are much slower but will provide better FPS. Tip number 2. If you want items to go upward, you most likely use an encased fan. But it takes up quite a lot of SU if you have them very much in your factory. You could also encase them with shields so the items won't fly around as much, but also it uses SU. So I have this little setup. As you can see, it is very quick. So what is happening here is the item gets output here on the depot. Then this funnel takes the item, puts it on this depot. Then again, this funnel takes the item on here, puts it on this depot, and this funnel takes the item and puts it on this depot, and on and on and on. You can scale this up, and this is a very fast way. As you can see here, the items are getting quite fast up here, faster than a fully not quite. but it doesn't use SU, but it costs a lot of brass because of the funnels, and also a lot of andesite alloy. Tip number 3. If you want to speed up your, let's say, if you have a power source here that is quite slow, as you can see here, it is rotating at 1 RPM, you could use a rotation speed controller and, let's say, put the speed to 160, and now you have the speed up here, and as you can see, it is going at 160 RPM. You could also break this, let's say, do this, and speed this up here, and now you have 160 RPM down here. Let's take this real quick. You can see this goes up and down. And when you don't want to use rotational speed controllers because they're quite expensive, for the early game you can build a gear ratio. This consists of a large cogwheel that is encased and transmits its power to a small cogwheel. Then this is directly connected to a large cogwheel, which is also encased, and this large cogwheel provides rotation to this small cogwheel. So this will get faster and faster and faster. As you can see, we have 1 RPM here and made 16 with this simple setup. And I will show you real quick why you need to encase the cogwheels, because if you are building it like this, you can see this large cogwheel is spinning faster than this one, and if you are trying to build a small cogwheel here, it can't connect because this small cogwheel would be rotating faster than this large cogwheel. So the shaft would break and so the cogwheel. And coming to the next setup you can make, if you have adjustable chain gear shifts and a encased chain drive, you can build it like this. You can build a setup like this, and if you have it built like this, so the setup is like this built, you see that the creative motor is providing this chain drive, is providing this adjustable chain gear shift, and then if you see light bug, I'm sorry for that, this create problem that is happening a lot of times. I don't know how to fix it, and you will most likely find, if you search it on Google, you will find something for that, but I'm drifting off, I'm sorry. Now you can see 1 RPM, so the creative motor is providing this adjustable chain gear shift with 1 RPM, and because this is powered, it will provide the next chain drive with 2 RPM, so it will double the speed like a gear ratio. But if you are building a setup like this, you will halve the speed. So now we are turning 16 RPM into 8 RPM. But if no, this doesn't work, I think. Yes, this is still the same speed, 16, 16. So you can't just build a line of adjustable chain gear shifts to speed up your RPM from your motor. You need to build a setup like this if you want higher RPM. Tip number 4. You can already see it's a quite small tip. We have a large water wheel here that is spinning at 4 RPM. But let's say we want to be faster than 4 RPM. You could build something like this that will speed up your large water wheel, because if you have a network, if you have an SU network, the network will always be as fast as the fastest power source. So if you have, let's say you have a creative motor here that is spinning at 16 RPM, and you have a creative motor here that is spinning at 64 RPM, both of these motors will now be spinning at 16 RPM, but when I break this shaft here, you will see that this will be spinning at 16 RPM as before. So we can use this on here to increase speed of our large water wheels. Tip number 5. This is for the redstone people out there. You can use a pulse repeater that will delay this the redstone signal by, I now set it to 30 ticks, so the redstone signal will be put out after 30 ticks. You can adjust this to 30 seconds or minutes. This goes up to an hour, a minute and a second. Well, not really. This is 3 seconds, I guess. Yes, it's 3 seconds. You can see it here. It says 3 seconds because... And oh! I didn't knew that. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Apparently you can also build you can reverse the pulse, so you can make so it will always emit a redstone signal, and if you have a delay on it, it will then so if you have so you can reverse the redstone signal, and now it won't output a power, it will put the power away, I think. It's something like this. You can, yes, do this, and and it also works on the pulse extender. So what the pulse extender does, it extends a pulse, a redstone pulse. So now the pulse will be 30 ticks long, so we are making out of an, I don't know how long this is, a few ticks, I think 10 ticks. Is it 10 ticks or 20? I think it's 20. So if we have a pulse here that is 1 second low, 1 second long, we can increase or decrease the pulse by making it 40 ticks or 2 seconds. Now the pulse will be lasting for 2 seconds, now for 1.5 seconds. So on the right hand side we have the power toggle latch and the powered latch. If this works, is basically a T flip-flop. So if you don't know what a T flip-flop is, it makes a constant redstone pulse out of an short redstone pulse. So if you have a button here, so you know the button will only provide a pulse for a few seconds, you can make it, you can make a lever out of this button basically. So this will stay always active, and if you input the next redstone signal, it will turn this power toggle latch off. So let's get to the powered latch. This powered latch is also a T flip-flop, but with a slight change. You cannot turn this latch off again by pressing on this button, but you can turn it off pressing on this button or on this button. Thank you for watching my video. I hope my English didn't hurt your ears, and we'll see us in the next video. Bye bye.